They wanted to scapegoat you, they wanted to silence you. Now's your chance to send them a message. There's been a lot of lows over the last year, but students in particular have had a uniquely rough deal. You were told to leave your families and come back to campus, not because the priority was your education, but the priority was universities making a profit. And when the government failed after months to deliver an effective test and trace scheme, you were blamed for the rise in cases and you were singled out and forced to stay in your halls, like here at the Marano Student Village. And why did all this happen? Because they thought they could get away with it. I recently spoke to Ralph, who's a first year student, about the impact all of this has had on him and his peers.
It was incredibly difficult, and I'm not going to shy away from it. It did get quite upset at times, did have a cry a few times, but I think even the little things, like if you were upset in a normal time at uni, you just go home for the weekend, but those options weren't available to us either. We were told that we weren't allowed to go back and see our parents, and it was incredibly challenging. University, I think obviously us being first years, we didn't have a network of support at the university. The Scottish Government has completely neglected, haven't introduced any sort of statutory requirements or legislation. The government just seems to have completely forgotten us, and they're taking a very risky strategy by doing that.
We need our government to be on the side of students, and we need MSPs that are going to hold the government's feet to the fire and keep them progressive. Labour led the fight in our parliament for rent controls, but the SNP and the Tories voted against them. We need a fair rents bill, and we need a student housing charter that will tackle the exploitation of students by rogue landlords that profiteer off them. Labour will back students through the exam period. Last year there was a no detriment policy, and we need that approach again, because you shouldn't be disadvantaged because of a global pandemic. Right now the government is at war with itself, and every second they spend fighting each other, it's time that they should be spending on how we end this pandemic and how we let you all go on living your lives, having the best college or university experience that you can. So what can we do about it? Well, here's an idea. Students can register to vote at their home address, but also their term time address. So if you're a student living in the north of Glasgow, register to vote here in Maryhill and Springburn at the upcoming Scottish Parliament elections. You have until the 19th of April to do that. You can go to gov.uk/register to vote. And then on the 6th of May, send our government a message they aren't going to forget. Vote Kieran O'Neill for Glasgow, Maryhill and Springburn, and vote for the Scottish Labour Party on the Glasgow regional list ballot. Make it both votes Labour, and we can make sure that students like you get a better deal.